that light on outside? No.
The front light.
Silence. Come on, investigate. Investigate.
For your wife's be on it.
Supposed to be right.
Can't look like it.
It's gonna be the fucking fish for a week.
Because you're full of it.
Get ready? Go ahead. What's your thoughts?
Yes, sir. I don't know what that is. You can speak English. Oh,
Okay. All right. Get your cups if you need it. All right. Cool. All right. Welcome. You guys are logged on?
yes.
All right. Welcome to True Hebrews United with Yeshua. That will give honor to the Almighty Creator of all things, through the Son, Yeshua Mashiach. And we get the apostles, prophets, evangelists, teachers, the elders, bishops, and deacons across the whole planet. All the brothers and sisters. All the brothers and sisters keeping his commandments, his statutes, his judgments, his precepts, and his ways. All those people that on the Facebook that like, share, subscribe, follow, and comment, whether positive or negative. Definitely appreciate you guys. Also, the people on the YouTube that subscribe and to comment and to share the videos. Definitely appreciate you guys. The main goal is for people to be saved, repent from their sins, and live to the Almighty in true holiness and righteousness. It's not a prosperity teaching or preaching, but it's to the saving of the soul. So, amen. All right, action this happens. Just don't worry about it. Clean it up. You just make sure you get your mints and whatnot. Clean that up afterwards. All right, cool. Try not to step on the go. Amen. So we're gonna do a little power talk and whatnot. I like doing it every once in a while. The reason why I like doing it is because that way you get to know us, who we are, for all those people interested, looking for a congregation and whatnot. We started off in San Diego. We bounced around from outside of Babylon also to the Bay Area. But whatever we got to do to save souls, we'll go to places to save souls if need be. So, yeah, that's pretty much my teacher assignment. Sometimes I don't say it. I say holiness, instruction, discipleship, drill sergeant. That's why I say that, because it's a real tight and narrow way to make it into the kingdom. And I think not enough people preach the gospel in its purest form and or preach the gospel from the standard and have sharp convictions and keep holy and keeping his commandments no matter what. Perfect example, we're in Belize right now, and you're not supposed to be drinking the pipe water, faucet water. They call it pipe water, faucet water. All of our extra water stores, because we have a water false holiday, Easter, and all this shutdown stuff. So all of our water stores is actually where all the leaven is locked away. So you have to drink pipe water. Now, the flesh can say, oh, well, we'll just go in there and real quick and whatnot. I said, hey, you can't be around no yeast. You can't drop no standard. The Almighty can do that, break the command of the Most High, and we still get sick. So I'd rather take my chances and serve the Almighty and keep his commandments than to compromise the gospel. So, amen. There's a couple of topics we want to bring up. Anything you want to bring up, or I'll start the topic? Anything in particular?
We talked about being weary of well-meaning people when they're coming to look for resources.
Okay. Oh, that's a perfect one.
I mean, in general.
That's a perfect one. So we have a couple of situations, as you do know, we're outside of Babylon as well, and we teach inside until more people can get out until we're at the point we get out. But where we're at, there's a lot of people. It's just like the United States, but without the Section 8 or the EBT. So there's not a lot of government programs. So if you're poor, you're poor. If you got money, you got money. So with no one working a job, a lot of people's hurting, like super hurting, even in the States. Any place you go that where you cannot work and then they're not giving you a break on electricity or rent or you still need it for food on the table, you can't get unemployment. Some places you can. You're going to be hurting. So
It's actually worse.
yeah, it's worse here.
Because whereas a lot of companies in the States have been giving breaks and stuff on bills, like you can't get evicted, and they stop mortgages and stuff like that. Electricity company here is not giving anybody any breaks. The water company here isn't giving anybody breaks. Matter of fact, like the first week that it was really hitting hard in the States, they were actually going around and cutting people's electricity off. So, they're not getting money. They're not getting $1,200. They're getting $75 every 2 weeks. So they're getting approximately, what is that, $37 US every 2 weeks to maintain their family.
So,
Or maybe you're right. It's 150, yeah, 150 every 2 weeks.
so you'll see like a gentleman came to the house and gated up with his security. You probably see the videos on YouTube, church house and whatnot, United House. Came to the gate, he wanted to have a shirt, to sell a shirt. You could tell he's just trying to do what he can to make a little money, make it put some food on the plate. So I was like, no, I'm not really interested in this shirt. He's like, hey, can you do some, can I do some work? Obviously, you don't want anyone to do work for you because you don't know who has the virus or who doesn't. And people you don't know, you probably don't want them too close to your vicinity because they can just find out weak spots in your armor or their window or whatever, But especially someone you don't know how to talk to or whatnot. So I had him pick up some trash outside the gate, because he's just trying to get some money, to feed himself or his family. I don't know the situation. So I had to pick him, I gave him some money and whatnot. Then I seen him later on, like a couple hours later, I was outside in the yard, and he had a little small bag. He's like, man, it's hard to just get a piece of chicken these days. And it kind of hurt me because I am so big on feeding the homeless. If you hear me teach and preach, it says, pure religion is undefiled before the Most High to visit the fathers and the widows and keep yourself as fathers to the world. Yeshua Mashiach says, I'll take care of the poor and the backs with all those scriptures. And also, it says, when I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. And it's hard because I naturally do want to help people. It is not in my heart to say, well, I got mine, you better get yours. And then you have to weigh out the balance because when you seem like you have extra to give and you're helping people, sometimes you're also looked as a target. To where, okay, other people may think like, thank you, and then they want to come again, and then you come again and you say no, go ahead. Then you say no, then you could be looked at as a target. And or when you really don't have it to give, and then they see that you're still doing okay, then you're automatically looked at as an enemy. And that's like prepper at prepper 101. It's like you cannot feed the whole world, but it's hard because you don't want to. I naturally don't want to see any person on the planet struggling, or the Hebrew or the Gentile. I don't care. I don't want to see any kid go without food. Even if it's a sinner kid. The adult school. Hey, you read what you sow. You know better. You know where to pray. You do you. But I naturally don't want to see any kid go without. Go ahead.
So I wanted to just clarify that because we live in a country where people on average are more impoverished. The dynamics are different, and so these are just things that we've learned, over time being here. But essentially, all Americans are looked at as money bags. Like it doesn't matter, you know. And when you put it all on paper, they actually a lot of Belizeans, because a lot of Belizeans own quite a bit of land. They may be poor and live in a shack house, but they own quite a bit of land. So they actually have, on paper, more value than most Americans, because most Americans are deep in debt. Throat deep in debt, not even knee deep.
Don't own land.
But
owning a house, so that's different. I mean, yeah, you own that house, but it's on an eighth of an acre. Most people land like an acre, 2 acres, 5 acres. That's what I consider
25,
that.
yeah.
Not, I own this house, which is on an eighth of an acre. It's like, yeah, you own a little bit of square, but it's not very much.
Yeah, but they own a house, but do they really own it? Most people, our age don't really actually own their houses. They got car debt and credit cards, $10,000,
20 more years to pay
student
off.
debt and all kinds of other stuff. So on paper, a lot of Belizeans are technically actually richer, but when you try to explain that to them, they just don't really see it, because as American, you're automatically money back. And so it's a very fine balance of being helpful almost only to the right people, because if you don't, then automatically they will try and take advantage. Because and I won't even say necessarily that they've sat there and it's premeditated, but the way they look at it is like, well, you have it to give, right? Well, you have this and you have that, and they don't really know actually what's going on. So I wanted to clarify that, because I didn't want it to seem like we're just being shunning people away. It's not like that, but it really puts you in a detriment when you are too nice here. A lot of Americans get themselves in trouble for that, that same reason. A lot of times when we do stuff, we do it out away from the vicinity where we live, because, I don't need people to attach, oh, you're out doing all this philanthropy.
Yeah.
Philanthropy, what's the other? You're all doing this philanthropy, mystic stuff. So then, then they bring it to your house and like, well, I saw you giving to X, Y, and Z. And so, anyways, I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, so when we do help, we drive out, different area, different vicinity, and drive out. Don't try to keep it in. Just to give you an example, we put a swing for the kids in the backyard, and people see the swing, and they think we're rich because we put a swing. Now, if we put a swing in the States, I mean, people have swings in their backyard. You buy them, you put it together. The swing set's no big deal. You tell your buddy at work, yeah, I put a swing set for the kids. They're like, oh, that's pretty cool. Next conversation. A perfect example, like you give your kids Nerf guns, or some of the kids are playing guns with sticks and whatnot. So they see a nice, good-sized Nerf gun, and they think you're rich.
Because here a Nerf gun, where I may have gotten that Nerf gun for my son at Walmart for $19.99, and here that same Nerf gun is going to cost, triple, what I paid for it in the States.
Because it's an import nation. And some of the stuff we get off of Craigslist, we don't even buy brand new toys for our kids, because, they're kids and they're going to break them anyway. But, some of the kids that come and play with our son, found out we had an Xbox. They're like, yeah, he has an Xbox. And then other boys and whatnot want to come to the house and play the Xbox. And it's not even an Xbox One, it's an Xbox 360. But so somehow these children or adults have this image that you're rich, which when persecution or when a time of rioting, they will try to look for targets. They are going to try to. I talked to a person at GNC. I'm glad we picked the subject. Go ahead.
What about, like, when you was talking about the Xbox, what they use you, and they stop coming to play with your son or daughter?
Because they're just using you for whatever it is.
Xbox.
Whatever it is that you have necessarily.
Or like
food.
Yeah. We naturally, if the kids come over and play with our children, we give them some water, or give them some fruit snacks, or give them, so then they may get better snacks here than they have at their house. So then they're more likely to come over they're going to have to come over more often, because I know I'm going to get some kind of food, I'm going to get a meal. If I come to our lunchtime, they're not going to feed. So we feel leery.
Then you have the ones Because their personality.
Yeah.
The action.
That's true.
That happens when you get one friend.
So the GNC I was talking about, if stuff goes down in a time without law, and this guy, he was pretty cool. He owned two GNCs, so he owned two. Me and him were cool. Obviously, obviously I'm into lifting weights, but he even said, "Man, if worse comes to worse, and I have to rob someone else's family to take care of my family, so be it." And that's the sinner mindset, and that's the non-proper mindset. Some of these things I'm talking about is also from a prepper perspective. Uh, Being serving the Almighty, you should automatically be a prepper. It shouldn't be said. This is watch and pray that these days don't catch you unaware. You can't say you're serving the Most High and then say you're not a prepper. Then you're flawed. You have cracks in your foundation.
Because even the Bible talks about the ant that worked all summer long to store up their goods or whatever.
For the winter, winter comes. What do you think ants are doing during winter time? They're going off to the stores. Same thing with bees. So the prepper mindset is always looking at. There's a lot of people that have that marauder or that pillage and plunder mentality, because that also says that in Revelation, and that also says that in Amos, that says in Zechariah, all these prophecies about what happens in the end time. It says people shall be against people, brothers shall betray one another. It says they should be fighting for the lack of food and resources and water. So people will be fighting people for these limited amount of resources, just like you see on the movies and whatnot, where there's zombies. So obviously the infrastructure is tore up, and there's I find you at the same liquor store and we're trying to scavenge together, and hey, there's not enough for both of us because I have a group and you have a group, and you see all these videos, and that's pretty much how it will be. So you want to do your best not to make yourself a target wherever you're at. Stay on the radar.
Stay off.
Yeah, stay off the radar. I did that with Smirnoff. Stay off the radar because I said Smirnoff in Revelation.
Church of Smirnoff. Who goes to that church?
So anyway, stay off the radar. The reason why we're more vocal with it is because we push being out of Belize, and most Americans.
Out of Babylon.
Yeah, out of Babylon again. So then, most people that watch this in the States ain't gonna come, and then there's a few people in Belize that watch this. There's a couple people that watch this, couple people that come to service and whatnot. So it's real good to stay off, but always be a prepper, always have that prepared mind. And back to us helping people, it says, hey, we have to help the poor and the needy. I don't feel that this is a situation, this virus or whatnot is a situation, I believe it's man-made and whatnot, to where you should stop helping people. Keep in mind, though, when say the mark of the beast, I'm not saying it's the microchip or whatnot, whatever comes, there's a beast system, and people have this mark on them. I'm not helping these people. They already chose to serve Satan. They're on their way to the lake of fire. I have no pity, no remorse for these people. And or when the Almighty blows a trumpet to pass judgment on the world, I will not have any remorse for anybody except the saints of the Most High. My responsibility as a minister is to protect the brothers and sisters of the Most High. That's it. Not my family, not my friends. My spiritual family, my brothers and sisters of the Most High. Not my natural brothers and sisters, my spiritual brothers and sisters and mothers and whatnot. Those who do the will of my Father. Because the Almighty's blowing these trumpets to pass judgment. You don't see Noah coming out of the ship, hey, I'll give you some wood to make a raft, or, Noah made that ship. He preached, it says he was a preacher of righteousness. He preached for 100 years while he made that ship. The people didn't want to repent. He said, get into the ship. Judgment came. Hey, it is what it is. And that's the same thing when we see in Revelation. When he starts pouring out vials and putting plagues and blowing trumpets and passing judgment on these people that chose to serve Satan, so be it. I will have no remorse. But during this time, I still say go out and help where you can. It says, he that have two coats, help him that have none. If you have just enough resources and it's limited and you cannot help, then hey, so be it. But if you're able to help someone with a meal here, meal there, if you feel that the risk outweighs the reward, meaning we do not help people in a radius around us. We don't want to be looked at as someone that has extra resources. That is not the image we come in. If a swing makes them think we're rich, then we just need to keep it down, keep it short, and go from there. We go out, far out to help people. So they can't tie us helping them all the way back to where we stay. I'm not saying Belize is safer than the United States. If I get pulled over by any Belize cop, I don't have to worry about getting shot, being unarmed, because I look Belizean, or we look Belizean, if you see Belizeans, look it up, and we good. You know what I'm saying? It's more dangerous in the States than it is to be outside of Babylon in Belize, I would say. So, is there anything you want to add on that?
No, I just want to tie in what we're talking about to a larger perspective, which is, just be mindful. There's a lot of brothers and sisters out there that do have a mind to prep or whatever, and you have to be conscientious of the image that you portray to other people. There's a sister who lives on land, they own land or whatever, and she's always projecting, come out here, let's build. A lot of times people don't take up the offer, but then all of a sudden, this whole situation happens, and sit down now, and people start jumping in her inbox, and now they want to come, and it's just kind of like, the image that she portrayed led people to believe that this was, essentially, I feel like they were running away, right? And, she used to put videos of the food that they were buying. So I was like, hey, you gotta, people will come for the fishes and the loaves, and those are the last people that you want to be with you, because it says brother's going to betray brother. When push comes to shove, like sometimes people are like, oh, you guys are hard, or oh, you guys are standoffish. But there's a reason for that, because, I'm not trying to have any terrorists tie themselves to us, because, it will be one person amongst the camp that sinned and the whole camp got in trouble for it. You could have one, I always say it as a boat, one person can make the whole boat sink. And so, we may come off as standoffish, but like I said, we're not trying to have any terrorists come to us. And so when you put off, all the things that you have, and you make yourself to look like a escape or a solution to their problems, you are essentially opening yourself up for trouble, demons, whatever you want to call it. So, just be mindful. And so that's why we talked about our situation here, being mindful about the image that we project as Americans in a foreign country. In like manner, you guys need to be mindful about the image that you project as people who have knowledge about what's going on and what's going to go on, and people who are setting themselves up to be okay, because it'll be the people that you least expected are going to be the ones coming to ask, and you have to be able to tell them no. So people who you least expect are going to be the same ones who are willing to steal from you, rob from you, kill you for your resources. Be mindful of who you let in your house, just everything. You guys just, I want you guys to look at it from a different perspective, because times are changing.
Yeah.
So.
And when their kids are starving, or going without, they'll play any part. Don't be a believer. You see people that go to prison, all of a sudden they turn Muslim right away for protection, or they believe in the Bible for protection.
Even in front of the judge.
Like, so I mean, you'll be surprised what people will do to save yourself or your family. Two is a prime example is I always push tithes and offering. I believe that should be for the whole congregation. So everyone's put it in the pot for preparation as we march and pray, so these days don't catch us unaware. So these people that want to hurry up and rush and be a part of, nothing wrong with one. Our filter is just, if you're willing to keep the commandments, you can't fake living holy. You could lie to us and say this, but once you're around real brothers and sisters and our candles are burning bright, and then your candle's not really burning bright, not saying you got to be at the same level. If you're a babe, and you're just coming, praise the Almighty. We all started off at babes when we're just repenting. We just got baptized. There's still a couple of things we got to get together, because as you read, you realize, oh, I'm far off. I'm righteous. And you start getting that stuff. So all that, I'm not knocking the babes, people that's honest. Their heart is generally trying to seek the Most High. But people just trying to run like your friend, they typically don't have nothing to offer but 2 suitcases. The people that's slower to come and join or whatnot are the people that have somewhat preparation. So
you have a quote about doing stuff like quick?
What easy for me to go?
No, about when you wait till last minute to do something.
I'd rather be a year early than a day late. Okay, so those people, and I don't want to discourage no one being part of True Hebrews United. Praise the Almighty, be a part of True Hebrews United. We're all about it. You know what I'm saying? We're about being independent. Not only we about having our own church land for brothers and sisters to be on the land, but we push. If you can purchase your own land outside of Babylon, if you can build your own house inside of Babylon, if you have your own chicken coop and your own goats, your own beehive, your own solar, your own well, your own cistern, your own outhouse, and your bathroom inside the house, whatever, if you can do that, that only makes the whole congregation strong. You know what I'm saying? Plant your trees and be independent. I push everyone independent. I don't push everyone being on no cult and everyone lives on the church land and I'm a dictator and I'm a king over the people. No, you have your own stuff. You can sell it. You can flip it. You can Airbnb it. Do your thing. Not, we're here for you. If you don't have the finances, hey, we're here for you. So,
But we're not welfare.
well, yeah, we're definitely not no EBT. You gotta live holy, and it's a team. It says every joint supply it in Ephesians. Every joint supply it. You know, so be mindset of that. Please prep your stuff. With this stuff coming on, have some food, some water, a nice size first aid kit. If money's tight, go to the 99-cent store and get you some band-aids, get you some ankle wraps, get you some wrist wraps, get you some hydrogen peroxide, extra dental kit, get whatever. So quick clot. Do what you need to do. They have preparations on the side.
You're talking about 99-cent store stuff, and you pop up with a quick pop, which is nowhere near 99.
That's a little bit more advanced.
A little bit. I don't think most people have that.
All right, quick clot is if you can't stop the bleeding, you pour this powder in it, and then it stops the bleeding, it coagulates your blood, and stops the bleeding, and the extra powder you just scoop off, and that's how you can stop the bleeding instantly.
You turn into a zombie.
Yeah, quick clot. So, anyways, do what you got to do and make those steps, you know, and go from there, and just empower yourself. From there, then go on. We're going to be putting some more videos up. We're limited on our videos because we do have believing people that do watch, so I do not want to, I'm not like other ministers that put a lot out there. We put just enough to say, hey, get your stuff together, here's some stuff, here's some equipment you might want to consider, and we put just enough stuff. The reason why I say that is because any person that wants to play the part has home court advantage. We are outside of Babylon, so we don't have an advantage. They have full court advantage, but the advantage is people that do, you know, eventually become a part of True Hebrews United, and they do interested in buying land and being more self-sufficient and growing stuff and whatnot. The fact that they will come out on faith and get their own stuff together and be self-sufficient, because you can't do it in the States. Okay? One, the Bible says to come out. Two, that land ain't yours. If they do martial law, they can confiscate all goods, foods, resources as they see fit. They can lock you up from indefinite amount of time, all that stuff. So don't think just because you have land, you way down in the boonies, they got these drones, they got thermal, and they'll find you. They'll find you. If they want to find you, they'll find you. So we'll go from there.
Speaking on that, the DOJ is trying to convince the Senate to allow them to imprison people indefinitely outside of martial law.
Yeah. So this is the stuff you're dealing with. It sucks for all you guys that are trapped here right now. Hopefully this is just a test run with the wicked one doing their test run, and this is a test run for the saints of the Most High to see how prepared are you. Just to be honest, I definitely see major weak spots in our armor that I'm going to address as soon as this stuff smooths out. If it does, if it not, we're good enough. I feel pretty confident, but if it doesn't, then so be it. But definitely be prepared, get your preparations on point, and start being self-sufficient. You're going to see a lot of people that's going to be talking about it. They're not going to. You need to be a doer, you know, because at the end of the day, either you got the food, or you got the solar, or you got this, or you don't. Oh, we should have did this and not this, and I want to start this business, and you hear all this, you hear that all the time. You got to be a doer. You know, it says faith with works. You know, it says pray that the Almighty gave you favor, that you don't have to suffer in these days. When we see persecution come to the book of Revelation or whatnot, pray that we'll be able to escape. Some will be alive. Some will die for his name's sake, but some will be alive. And I have a hard time believing the people that escape some of the tribulation that's going to happen in the book of Revelation are people that, no, I didn't stock up on any rice. I don't need no solar. I don't need no first aid kit. No, I don't even have extra full-size spare in my car. I don't even have a proper jack to change the tire. I don't, no flashlights, no. The Almighty's gonna give me manna, and inside the manna is gonna be first aid kits and stuff.
There are a lot of Israelites out there that genuinely believe like the Almighty is just going to like. I know I told you guys to watch and pray, and I know I told you guys to get out of Babylon, and I know I told you guys to prep and stuff like that. But just forget the fact that I told you. I'm still going to just I'm just gonna clear out everything. I'm gonna part the Red Sea, and I'm just gonna make just a golden path for you, and nothing's going to hurt you at all. I know I said those things, but that was just don't worry. A lot of people really honestly believe that the Almighty is just gonna like put out manna for them, and you try and tell them and like I don't care, and I have faith, and the Almighty is gonna protect me, and I'm like He is protecting me. My dad tells me not to play in the street, and he's like, if you play in the street, you're gonna get hit by a car. Don't play in the street. And then I go and play in the street and get hit by a car. But my dad did his job to protect me. All the ramifications were known, and all the gates were put up and everything. If I still make a way to get hit by a car, it's like I can't blame my father for that. So it's like if you get caught in a storm because you chose not to do what your father told you to do, then it's on you.
Like she was saying, it's faith with works. I don't trust.
Stop that.
I do not have faith or trust in the preparations that we save or we stock up or we have. My faith is in the Most High. But because the Almighty told me to watch and pray that these days don't catch you unaware, then what do I need to do? Well, what days will catch us unaware? When He blows a trumpet and the third part of all water becomes death, and you drink it and you die, so thus there's a water shortage on the whole planet. So what can I do to prepare for that water shortage? Think about it. If it says watch and pray that these days don't catch you unaware, and we see that there might be a water shortage, what do I need to do?
Just pray to the Almighty, because He's going to make a way, man. I don't even got to prep the water.
If He says, hey, He's going to blow a trumpet and a third of all the green trees or all the greens of the whole earth is going to die, so that includes crops. And it talks about also in other books about a famine across the whole world. So there's going to be a food shortage. And it says, watch and pray that these days don't catch you unaware. What does that mean I need to do?
Don't be like Joseph.
So with that being said, hey, just do what you need to do. If your minister is not a prepper, you might need to reconsider where you're fellowshipping at. Bring this stuff to his attention. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't consider. Ask him, hey, what is your contingency plan if this goes worse? This COVID virus goes worse than none of us. What is your contingency plan for this? Or what are you going to do for the brothers and sisters for this? Or do we have any food in stock? Like, what's going on? I mean, if you're putting tithes and offering in this congregation, you have the right to know, okay, because we see in the book of Acts, they made it to where none of the brothers and sisters had life. And even when there was a famine in Jerusalem, other churches came and helped. So these ministers should have something for you. Go ahead.
And speaking of that, people need to learn how to utilize the system to their advantage. When we were in the States, I got WIC, and WIC you get canned vegetables, and we don't eat canned vegetables, it's just not healthy. But I stored up all those canned vegetables for years. We had canned vegetables out the wazoo, and I used that system to my advantage. So some of these churches, they have their 501. Not all churches have their 501c3. I'm not here to say you should or shouldn't get your 501c3. I'm just saying if your church has your 501c3, you guys can set yourself up as a food bank. If you guys set yourselves up as a food bank, they have stuff that's non-perishable that you guys can sit to the side to store for your congregation for a rainy day. Whether it be a participant situation or whether it be just you got hungry, members in your congregation or whatever. You're helping the community and you guys can help yourselves. People just have to be wise about how they move in the system. Now, stop it. Sit down. Now. Not on the floor. Get in your chair.
So, anything you want to say? Pretty much good. Hopefully that helps you out. I definitely do these talks so you can kind of get to know us instead of just teaching all the time. And it gives me a little vacation, especially teaching 8 days straight. So But
You guys ready to hear me preach?
Yeah.
you already know you're gonna get so much. See, I knew True Hebrews United's boss. They got women preachers. You already know. You already know. I remember one time I had a hat on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring my hat tomorrow. Tomorrow's night service.
Wait, but you took the hat off.
I took that hat off before I talked.
No,
Right?
you had it on, and then you're like, let me take this hat off, and somebody gonna be out there, and they gonna be tripping, and you weren't even preaching, you were just talking.
I was just teaching. It says men have their head uncovered when they're praying or prophesying. I was just teaching the gospel, so technically I could still have my hat on and still teach the gospel because I was not praying, nor was I prophesying. So the same thing with a woman. Hey, when she's praying or prophesying, have her hair covered, right?
But
go ahead.
They believe, they're like, you reading your Bible with your head uncovered?
So,
shame.
and I took it off and still. So you already saying that? You already know. She tried to joke it off, but she was really serious. You could tell.
Right.
In her smile. So, all that said, being done.
Coffee.
Yes, that's being done. She needs to be done. Give the almighty hand clap. Don't get in front of the camera. Shalom.
I'm not branding
All right,
it.